Ooh wee, my little degenerates. It's that time of the year again where we get on social media and bitch and complain and get hyped, get excited for our favorite games winning or not winning awards, or being snuffed. It's that time of the year, baby. It's that time of the year. It's that time of the year where we fucking yell and scream at Jeff Keighley for once again sucking off Kojima and having tons of ads in the show. It's that time of the year where we get to celebrate the hardworking men and women who made tons of sacrifice to make extraordinary and amazing games for us that will live for years and years, thousands of years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, the Game Awards show is upon us. December the 12th. And as always, they have put out their nominees for Game of the Years and the awards and whatnot. And I'm going to rate all of them. Despite, and this is a disclaimer, despite me not playing a lot of video games this year, because I was busy traveling and enjoying life. You know, or was it just sitting at home jerking off and fucking, eating Doritos along with Jeff Keighley? I was actually living life. So I didn't really get a chance to play a lot of games. But I will say, looking at a lot of these nominees, I could definitely feel why this year has been a very rough year for gaming. While we had a lot of great moments and some stellar games, mind you, there has also been this looming dark presence in the gaming industry with a bunch of layoff, poor business decisions being made, acquisitions that are just like questionable at best. And overall, it's just been looking a little bit rough for gaming lately. And you're feeling it with this Game Awards show this year in particular, because some of the awards, the nominees, I'm just baffled, and I practically agree with what a lot of the people are saying. So without further ado, we are gonna talk about this stuff, and I'm gonna rate every single one of the games. So join me. Game of the year, the big data creme, the one that y'all all care about. I'm not gonna waste your time. This is the one you care about the most. Game of the year, Astrobot. Let me just give a huge shout out to the Astrobot team. This game is, for what I played a little bit of it, is 10 years of PlayStation, or no, 30 years, my apology, 30 years of PlayStation all rolled up into one. It is a love letter to PlayStation's platforming, but more importantly, PlayStation's catalog of just great games all rolled up into one. And I'm very proud to see it on this list. It is truly a special game. It may not be a game for me, which is why I didn't beat it, but it is an amazing game. So congratulations on the Astrobot team. Brillantro. Congratulations on the team for this. This is a weird card game, but with roguelike elements. I've seen it, and even then I was like confused. But to see how it's really blown up, and on Steam, it has overwhelming reviews. Like, people love this game, and to see so many people be like, what the fuck? Like, why is this game on there? What the fuck? Like, this is crazy. This shouldn't be on here. Just goes to show you how, one, people are not in the know, and people are very limited to the games that they play. And also, it's just great to see an indie game up on top of the list. So, Brillantro, congratulations to the team for making it on the on the list, Black Myth Wukong. Congratulations to the Black Myth team. You know, this is the first time we're getting a taste of real Chinese developers coming and making a game for not only their people, but making it broad enough for other people to play. You know, that is amazing to show that gaming has affected all of us in some way. And to have this game be on a list and having your unique voice and having new developers from another part of the world come in and add their own stamp into the gaming landscape and your unique voice to the gaming landscape is absolutely incredible. So thank you, Black Myth Wukong developers. We thank you. Elden Ring, fuck off. Now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You know, I've been very vocal about how I feel about the ending of Rebirth. And you know, Square Enix has been doing some questionable things. You know, they've been going through some struggles. But my God, is this not an amazing fucking game? To beginning to end, even when I was getting exhausted by the game, even when I was just like, man, I don't know how I feel about this ending. I don't even know how they're gonna wrap this whole shit up. I don't know how I feel. This game constantly reinvents the wheel of what a remake can possibly be. It elevates everything they took from the first game and set it to new heights. And once again, proving why remakes are important and why remakes are fucking beautiful when they're putting their amount of love and attention to detail like Final Fantasy Rebirth. Last but not least, Metaphor ReFantazio. You know, it's arts. It's fucking Atlas. I was about to say Arc System, but it's Atlas. Atlas. What can I say about Atlas? This is the fucking Persona team. For them to take a risk and say, we're not gonna make another Persona game, and we're actually going to make something unique, something special, something that's outside of our real house, but we're gonna make it fucking cool and epic and awesome, is a testament to Atlas as a studio, and it's a testament to Sega for recognizing their genius and allowing them to make something this incredible. So all the games I just mentioned earned the spot. Now, there is one game I did not mention. I did not mention Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, because as we all know, there's a huge controversy going on why the fuck is a DLC on a Game of the Year. Now, my problem with Shadow of the Earth Tree being on the Game of the Year list is really for the precedent that this shit sets for the gaming landscape. For me, my issue with Elden Ring being nominated for Game of the Year when it already won Game of the Year the year it came out in 2022 is that this shit should not be on here, for the simple fact that it shows, to me, it shows a lack of genuine elevation of gaming industry. All the games I mentioned, including Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I would argue, elevates the genre in many different ways. The fucking DLC for this game, while it's an amazing DLC, I've watched people play it, it's fucking amazing. I own it. I didn't get the chance to play it, but I own it. Does not do anything that hasn't already been done before or you haven't seen before in the base game. It's just more of what you love from the base game of this game, and that's it. It isn't Wukong where the developers are these newcomers to the gaming industry and they have a unique voice. It isn't fucking Astrobot where it's literally a fucking love letter to the PlayStation brand and showing that PlayStation can make great platformers and do something different with the genre other than what is typical, what is known for PlayStation: cinematic storytelling video games. Balancho, a unique spin on a card fucking video game. Who does that? Who does that? Indie motherfuckers, indie developers. Again, Final Fantasy, pushing the boundaries of what a remake can be. Metaphor, Reprantazio. Again, Atlas taking a risk and doing something different other than Persona. So again, all these games that I mentioned do something unique. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earthtree, doesn't do anything different than what you already expect it to do in the video game industry. It's more what you like, and I think that's a very stagnant mindset. And it just it shows, if it wins, it shows that video games don't really evolve, and it doesn't really have anything unique to say. Elden Ring has nothing unique to say, or anything that it wasn't saying already. So again, I don't think this should be on here. And if it wins Game of the Year, this really shows, like, yeah, it really shows a precedent that the video game industry is really fucking dying or coming to this real collapse, because this shit should not be on here. Be honest with you. Now, before you ask, well, what game do you think should have been a part of this? Should have been Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade, as much as I don't care for that game and I'm waiting for the PC edition to play it, Stellar Blade should have been on this list. Stellar Blade is genuinely a game, came from, again, another development team, Korean development team, that does not have a real foothold in the Western audience. And to see them come in and make a game like Stellar Blade, and not only that, but stick with their guns after all the controversy, after all the bullshit leading up to that game, for them to not waver like how Western developers would do, and come out with a game that they believed in and that they fought tooth and nails to get made, and never wavering on their conviction, is the reason why it deserves here. I think that game deserves to be here. Silent Hill, the fucking underdog. The fucking underdog. Silent Hill 2. That's shocking that Silent Hill 2 remake is not on here. Because regardless of how you feel about that game, it deserves to be on here for the recognition of being the fucking underdog, which goes in tandem of what fucking Team Silent was at the beginning. Team Silent was the underdogs. So to have Bloober Team come in and take up the helms of the most iconic horror game of all time, and not only just make the game, but fundamentally gets the shit and made it an exceptional game, is why it should have been recognized. And to see that it's not on here is crazy. So for me, Elden Ring, this Elden Ring shit should not be on here. Fuck this shit. And if it wins, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. But in terms of like Game of the Year, what do I think is going to win Game of the Year? If I know anything about this studio, if I know anything about like the judging and how things work, I guarantee you Balancho is gonna win Game of the Year, all because it's such a like unique and weird premise. Like, who the fuck thought of a card game mixed with a roguelike element? Like, who thought of that? Like, so for them to do that, I think it might take it. Me personally, who would I want to take it? It's between, I would honestly say, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's my personal game of the year. The more I'm thinking about it, I have to sit on it. I have to play more games. But it's that Black Myth Wukong should take it. Those are mine personal games that I think should take it. And I'm sorry I'm staying on this one so long. But I'm gonna personally give it to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I actually think, yeah, I'm gonna personally give it to Final Fantasy Rebirth, because I played that game and that game was fucking awesome for me. I loved every minute of that game. But realistically, I think Leon Cho is gonna win. Best game direction. Oof. Alright. Again, if Black Myth Wukong doesn't win, or you know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth don't win this category, it's probably gonna go to Belancho. I think this game is gonna take it. It is laser focused on what it is, and from what everyone has said, it is mad addicting. And I've seen gameplay of it. I'm just like, this is just solitary, but it has a interesting twist to the game. So, and it's laser focused on what it's doing. So, yeah, I think it's gonna take it. Best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth should not be here, even though it is a really good game, and I really was enjoying the story up until the third act. Once we get to the city of the ancients, that's when the stories for me like kind of literally fell apart. But Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I haven't played any of the Like a Dragon's games. I only played Yakuza 0. I gotta get through all of them before I can touch this game. Although I will play that new pirate Yakuza game that's coming out. I'll probably skip all that and play that. Metaphor ReFantazio. I heard a little bit of the story. It sounds interesting. Hellblade 2. I don't know. I gotta replay that or watch a playthrough again. I wasn't feeling that story. Silent Hill 2 realistically deserves it, and I'm gonna I really got a hot take. I think it deserves it, but I think ReFantazio might win due to what that game has to say. But I would say Silent Hill 2 kind of deserves it, even though it's a remake. I know a lot of people's gonna be like, "What is a remake?" But it retells the story of Silent Hill for modern audience, and for the most part, it nails a lot of the story elements from the original, but also reinterprets certain scenes from half of what I've seen. They really reinterpret some of that. So technically speaking, I would give it to this. But realistically, I think ReFantazio might win. But yeah, I'm probably gonna give it to Silent Hill. But ReFantazio is gonna probably win. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. ReFantazio is probably gonna win. But I would give it to Silent Hill 2. Realistically. Best art direction. This is not even a fucking no-brainer. Even though Shadow the Earth Tree, which once again, I don't know why the fuck this is there. I don't know why this is there. This should not be here. You know, we could have gave that award to many other games, but whatever. I'm gonna give it to Metaphor ReFantazio. Again, the game. Just look at the fucking menu screen. The fucking menu screen just pops art style crazy. Like, it's just stylish as fuck. So I'm gonna give it to Metaphor ReFantazio. Best music, holy shit. This one is gonna be tough. Oh my god, this is gonna be tough because I'm not gonna give it to Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade, as much as I really love the music, is literally just Nier Automata. It's literally just Nier Automata music. So no, I can't win that. Silent Hill 2, it's really good. Like, the way how they remake a lot of the music in here, it's fucking awesome. I'm just like, bro, like Angela's theme I heard it. I didn't see the scene yet, but I heard Angela's theme, and I'm just like, they recaptured it. I was like, this is, and it's one of my favorite themes of the game, of Silent Hill 2, of the original Silent Hill 2. When I played it for the first time this year, I was like, whoa, this theme is my favorite, and this hear it remade in this game was fucking fantastic. But then, you know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth music is fucking awesome. Like, On Our Way, like the first village town that you go to, I heard the original when I first played the OG, and that one was like so beautiful. I was like, man, this is such a beautiful soundtrack. But then fucking hearing it in the remake, oh my god, I teared up the first time I heard it. I generally shed a tear. So generally speaking, I would generally say it should probably go to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But, you know, Metaphor's fucking battle theme, I heard it, I was like, what the fuck? This shit is awesome. That shit gets you ready. I have to hear the rest of the music, but the soundtrack for this game and how much different music there is, I'm actually going to give it to Rebirth. Because also, Rebirth has brand new music too. That's not just the Final Fantasy VII remake. Final Fantasy OG music remade. So I'm going to give it to Final Fantasy Rebirth. But if Metaphor wins, that's fine as well. Best audio, obviously, should go, realistically, this should go to either Silent Hill 2 or Hellblade 2. I'm going to give it to Hellblade 2 because that game is literally designed with audio in mind. Like, the simple fact is, it's fucking voices whispering in your fucking ears to the point where you feel like you're losing your fucking minds is incredible. So this is a no-brainer. I think they should win this. If not, Silent Hill 2. Best performer. This is an easy cop. An easy 3-pointer. We don't even need to fucking do this. It's either between James Sutherland's voice actor or, of course, Brianna White, aka Aerith. Both killed it. These two are the fucking Chads. They fucking killed it. Fucking Sneak Attack would probably be Senua's voice actress. But man, like, these two are awesome. They were on their bags. But I want to also just say, it's so great to see, like, female voice actress getting the spotlight. So if Homeboy don't win it, if my boy Luke don't win it, Brianna White gotta win it. She gotta take it. She gotta take it home for the ladies, alright? She gotta take it home. There is one fucking scene in the remake that made me generally say, this is why Aerith. I was like, Brianna White gets Aerith. Like, there's this scene where the team comes out of witnessing, like, the most tragic moments in their life. And you go through all of their shit. And you're just like, man, this shit is sad and whatnot. And Aerith just gives this wholesome rally cry speech that I'm like, that was so heartfelt that I'm like, Brianna White gets it, bro. She's such adorable, bro. Like, even when I fucked up on my second date and didn't get Aerith, I was still kind of like, and I think I got Tifa on my second date, my final date. It's still, bro, I was still like, Brianna White, she's so fucking awesome. So I'm rooting for her, but my boy Luke, holy shit, like he took James. He took James' character and reinterpreted that character, but still hit some of the key points of James, that he's a struggling man dealing with some demons. And in the original, he always felt like he's normal, or he's like fine, but you could clearly tell something's off about him. Like, he's so friendly to everybody in Silent Hill and your OG one. And the remake, Luke redetermines him by having him be this character that's mourning his wife. You could clearly tell he just got out of like the funeral or something sad happened to him. But you can also, there's this deep layer that you could tell like he's hiding something too. So I love what they do with James in this game, and I love his voice. Like, I love what he does. Later on, from what I've seen from gameplays, like, man, this man sounds like he's about to crack at any fucking moment, bro. Like, he's just gonna ball up in a ball and start crying. Like, that's how much his performance is so good. And I ain't even played the fucking game yet, but I've seen bits and pieces of his voice acting. I'm just like, man, like, this is really good. Everybody else, I don't even know why they I'm not even gonna get into Star Wars Outlaw, but I'm gonna give it to Brianna. She can win, but if not, Luke is also a good one. I would lose my mind if anybody wins, but I'm gonna root for Miss White. Okay. Innovation and accessibility. Now, this one is important for me as someone who has learning disability. I think I say this all the fucking time. Why this category is so important for me personally as someone who has a learning disability. I have not kept up with some of it. I did do research on some of these, on what the accessibility options are. And I gotta say, they're pretty tamed. Like, there's your typical, like, changing the difficulty slider, making certain enemies' health more, your health is more, but the enemies do more damage. Like, stuff like that. Like, almost like The Last of Us Part 2 stuff. So it's good to see that there's more of this. I'm gonna probably give it to Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. By the way, that game is fucking awesome. But they do have like a coloring mode. Also, Thing has it too. Star Wars Outlaw has it too. But for a single player like 2D platform to have it, I think that's kind of cool. So I'll give it to The Lost Crown. If anyone else wins, I wouldn't mind because I didn't do enough research. Games for impact. So these are like the indie games that's like what people would, or what like the lefties and everybody would say, fucking the woke category. Because fuck diversity, you know. Everybody just wants the same old plain old white male, buff white male dancing around and shit and slaying and fucking women. But yeah, I don't know any of these games except Tales of Kenzet. Shout outs to this game. Like, I'm just gonna give it like tons of props, you know, to have like a black studio, black developers coming in and making a fucking game is awesome. People always talk about, well, if you don't like these type of games, and you don't like this, how about you go make your own game? We did. It's right here. And for that, I give them tons of props. Any one of these games win, it's completely fine. I don't care. But I'm gonna give it to Tales Thing only because I gotta give the developer props for coming in and representing us black people. If it doesn't win, that's completely fine. Ongoing game, which once again brings me back to my point I was making earlier about fucking goddamn it, why the hell did it Elden Ring DLC be put here? Fucking blows. Like again, we have a category for DLC. We have a category for DLC or continuation games. Why wasn't Elden Ring DLC here. Doesn't make sense, but out of all these games, Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, Helldivers stood its ground, but that game fell off. Fortnite has been killing it. Final Fantasy has been killing it. Diablo, I've heard some questionable things. I did hear the DLC for Destiny 2 was pretty dope. So for me personally, out of all these games, I'm gonna give it to Fortnite because Fortnite always has some cool shit, and they're always redefining themselves every day. Best community support. This is a no-brainer. It's between No Man's Sky or Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna choose Baldur's Gate 3 because they really, and I repeat, really listen to the community to the point where the community is getting upset that because they keep listening to people and they keep either changing shit or they're giving characters that they didn't want to have more screen time than others. So I find that funny. I love that they're doing that, and you know, it makes it even more special that, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 is one game of the year last year. So it's a game that I still need to beat. I want to restart this game. This game is so good. I'll probably do it after Dragon Age, the Veilguard. But yeah. Best indie game, I'm telling you right now, it's between Neva and Beyond. I'm gonna give it to Beyond. Best indie dub. Wait, what? Best indie dub. Huh. Pucky Squire I heard is good, but interesting. I guess I'll give it to Blancho as well. Best mobile game. I heard Pokemon trading card game is really fucking dope, but Zenless Zone Zero I heard is pretty damn cool too. I saw a lot of people playing this game, so I'd probably say this or the Pokemon trading card game. Actually, when I went to Japan, I saw a lot of this. Like, they go hard for this game, so I'm gonna vote for this. VR, obviously, no competition, but it's going to Arkham Shadows. I heard nothing but great things about Arkham Shadows. Best action game. Interesting. Best action game. Best action game. For the best game in action genre, focused primarily on action. So, this is a tough one. This is actually, whoever wins this, I won't even be mad. Wukong's action is pretty dope. I have seen clips of like Stellar Blade's action sequence, and it's pretty dope. Helldivers is it's just fuck ton of like, it's just Space Marines. It's just wild. And then Space Marines 2, holy shit, is epic. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Like, enemies bombarding you constantly. I think Stellar Blade might win, or Wukong. I think one of those games would win. But me personally, I would probably give it... Oh, this is a tough one. This is actually a tough one. I would give it to Space Marine 2. I love the set pieces in that game. Like, holy shit. Like, based off of what I've seen, I'm like, this is epic. This is like fucking Gears of War, but on next gen. I was like, yeah, let's go. Best action adventure game. This is what I say. This category shit don't make no sense. Because this game shouldn't be on here. Because fuck this game. Like, this game came out buggy and a mess, and everyone's complained about it. So I don't even know why it's here. And Silent Hill 2 remake doesn't make any sense. But then again, they do say traversal and puzzle solving. And this game has a lot of puzzles, and they added a lot more puzzles than the original, which I think what makes Silent Hill 2 great is its puzzle and map layout design, and also its thing. I think out of all of these, I really love, out of all the games out of here that I played a little bit of, Prince of Persia is my personal favorite. I love Prince of Persia. I'm so disappointed that this team got shut down. It breaks my heart because they really did something incredible with the Prince of Persia IP that hasn't been done in quite a long time. And this game is really dope. But I think what's gonna win is, if I'm gonna be honest, I think Astrobot probably is gonna win, if I'm gonna be honest. But if Prince of Persia Lost Crowns win, I'm gonna be happy. Best RPG. Now, I've heard some weird fucking takes. People saying Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't a fucking RPG. I'm like, shut your bitch ass up. I could tell you didn't fucking play the game. Because it is an RPG. It's an RPG. It has RPG mechanics and the like. However, all one of these games do RPG completely different. They all do it completely different in their own unique way. I think Metaphor might take it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree wins. I think that would be bullshit, but again, it is what it is. And considering the fact that you need to play the base game in order to activate this shit, is crazy to me. So I could see them giving it to this, but I would give it to Re Fantasio. Like, this game is truly a spectacle. Okay, again, another controversial list. Best fighting game. I don't get this list at all. Multiverses should not be here. First of all, this shit was there last year, and that was a fucking beta. When I even said it shouldn't even be on there. Alright, that game wasn't even finished, and then they took it down, took everybody's money, and then relaunched it now. That's crazy. It shouldn't be on the list. If anything, it should be on best ongoing game. Again, I don't know how Jeff Keighley and the team is operating this shit, but this is stupid. Realistically, out of all the games that should be winning, it's fucking Tekken 8. Tekken 8, regardless of how the Tekken community feels about Tekken 8, because let's face it, the Tekken community is bitching and whining about shit that's irrelevant. I'm more angry at the microtransactions and whatnot. I'm more like annoyed about that aspect of the game. People's complaining about gameplay mechanics and all that shit. And I'm like, motherfucker, this is the first time they're making a fighting game that's not having an arcade release, 1. And 2, this is a brand new fucking fighting game in the Tekken game. Like, Tekken usually has been the same Tekken game since Tekken 3, Tekken 5, if I argue. So now Tekken has finally changed up the formula, and people's bitching for that. But realistically, it's a great game. It's a great game. Story mode is pretty good. The combat, the heat system has gotten some drastic change that makes it way better. Only thing I don't like is the chip damage in the game, because I'm just like, Tekken don't need no chip damage. Unless it's like a fucking tag game, but this is not a tag game. But that's just my thoughts on this. It should go to Tekken 8, but realistically, it's gonna go to fucking Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which I don't think it deserved that. Sparking Zero is not a true fighting game. Let's be fucking real here. It is not a true fighting game. It's a casual arena fighter game. Let's call a spade a spade. I hate that is even next to these great games. All right, that game is busted as fuck, and 90% of the player base have left this game because the online is fucking trash. Because they don't stop anybody from rage quitting. There's no penalty for rage quitting in this game. So it doesn't make any fucking sense that this game is here. And not to mention the game is super unbalanced. And before anybody says, well, fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is unbalanced, motherfucker, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a old ass fucking video game, one, that many people has discovered really busted shit over the years. And more importantly, Marvel vs. Capcom literally has different tournaments based off what you want. If you want like low tier tournament, you could make it a low tier tournament. If you just want to go balls deep or a point system tournament, that's what they've done. So again, even when you do that with this game, the game is still busted. So no, I don't think it deserved that. I don't know why fucking Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is. And I love the Fighting Collection. Do not get it twisted. I love Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. It is literally the tearjerker of this year for me. Like, the announcement, the lead up to this game, the playing it. It was so special. Watching Justin Wall fucking murking motherfuckers. It was funny. But it don't deserve here. These are like collections of 20-year-old fucking games. Like, let's be real here. Grand Blue Fantasy versus this. I would even give it to this because it got this. This is literally a fucking comeback story. This game was fucking dead, and then they redid it, redefined it, and made a banging ass fucking game. Like, I couldn't be more proud of Arc System Work and Get Your Games. Like, this shit is fucking awesome. And it even made me interested in the Grand Blue franchise. That's how fucking dope this shit is. But realistically, I'm going to give it to Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is fucking amazing. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Tekken fan. But it's really done a good job at what it's doing. But there is some things it needs a little bit fixing. Best family game. Honestly, this is like literally the Nintendo party. I wouldn't be mad if any of these Nintendo games win. It most likely is gonna go to Super Mario Party Jumbo, but I'm gonna give it to fucking Astrobot player. Astrobot. I think the game is just too adorable. I think the game has tons of replay value. I think the game is fun as fuck. And again, it's an homage to all 30 years of PlayStation. That's fucking awesome. Best Sims game. I didn't play any of these games, and I don't care for Sims. But I will say Path of the Goddess was pretty dope. It is a little disappointing. It did not sell well, from what I gathered. It did not sell well, but, you know, I'm not surprised. Like, Sim games are, you know, a niche audience game. And also, like, let's face it, this is a new IP for Capcom. Like, Capcom don't really make new IPs. They're kind of like stick with their guns, which I love and hate about Capcom, because there is like, I want new IPs from them, but at the same time, there is old IPs that, you know, I think deserves a little bit of love. But yeah, I don't have a stake in this fight, but I'm just gonna choose Capcom because it's Capcom. I love Capcom. I went to their fucking office in Osaka. I'm just saying. So, whoopee! I was so giddy. Anyway, moving on. Best sports / racing game. I don't play sports games and I don't play racing games. I'll touch racing games if they're like free. But yeah, I don't care for any of these. I guess I don't know which one is good. I'm not even gonna touch 2K because I know 2K is getting some controversy. They're always getting into controversy every year. So I'm just gonna probably say WWE 2K. A lot of people played it, so yeah. Best multiplayer game. I mean, Tekken 8 is really fucking good. Like, the online has gotten way better. It started off a little rocky, but it's vastly improved. And they have fixed like the rage quitting bullshit. They fixed that by banning motherfuckers. Thank you. Space Marines 2, I've seen multiplayer. Again, harken back to like old Gears of War match. Like, really cool. I think out of all the games, however, I think Helldivers 2 should get it. The fucking, like, this game came out of nowhere and blew everyone's fucking mind. And it is just a blast. Regardless of how you feel about the whole PSN for the PC edition, like how they handled that shit and them nerfing and buffing certain things constantly. This game is fucking awesome, man. Like, even like on Twitter, they were playing, the community was like, the community manager was playing with them. Twitter feeds were all like making like funny remarks that you can't sleep with nobody until you beat the aliens back. It was cute. So this game really hit. It really took off, and PlayStation should be proud of the studio for coming up with this game. Best adaptation. This is not even a no-brainer, bro. We're not gonna even acknowledge any of this shit. Fuck you. No. Fuck you. No. Knuckles, I love you, but fuck you. No. Fallout was fucking. I only have 2 more episodes left. This shit has actually made me is like, damn, like I kind of have new respect for Fallout. That's how cool it is. But fuck this Arcane, baby. If you have not been watching season 2 of Arcane, all I gotta say is you're an embarrassment of life. All right, you're an embarrassment. Your mom should have swallowed you. All right, your mom should have swallowed you. You don't deserve to be on this world. Arcane is fucking awesome. Season 2 has. If you thought season 1 was good, season 2 is living up to that quality. You know, it is so good. And I heard that they spent like $250 million on this fucking show, and it shows. Oh my good. And the storytelling and the writing is still on point. I don't get this shit. I don't get it. And it took us 3 years to get this shit. But man, are they killing it. At the time of this recording, we still need to figure out the last 3 episodes. But this shit is so good. Mwah. Beautiful. Most anticipated game. Again, I have an issue with this. No Xbox game. Like, you mean to tell me Doom: The Dark Ages is not an anticipated game? Fable. Well, I'm not too sure about Fable, but I don't get it. I just don't get it. But out of all these, we all know the real winner is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. If I had to rank it in my personal, like, most anticipated, obviously it's Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter. Metroid 4, Ghosts of Yote, then it's Grand Theft Auto, and then Death Stranding 2. Those are my ranking, but obviously I got to play Grand Theft Auto 6. Like it's Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's Rockstar and it's Grand Theft Auto. Like, you gotta know. Like, you gotta be a little bit curious on what they added and what they did with the game. So for me, I'm just gonna put Grand Theft Auto. But I would generally say, personally, for me, it's more fucking Monster Hunter Wilds. Content creator. I don't know any of you fuckers. Neither do I care, but neither do I care. We're just gonna say the VTuber, because fuck it. Just to piss people off. Best esports, don't care. Where's League of Legends? Where's League of Legends? Oh, League of Legends. We're gonna just put League of Legends because fuck it. I love me some fucking Arcane. Best esports athlete. Don't know who the fuck any of these fuckers is, and I don't care. I'm gonna pick him because he's smiling mad hard, and I respect that. Best esports team. I don't give a fuck, but I'm just gonna choose Navy for Counter-Strike. Only because their poster looks fucking awesome. I love the posing of here. Looks cool. And that's it. That is gonna do it for the Game Awards show. I guess my final thoughts is this: regardless of how you feel about the nominees, again, I just want to preface this and say this is supposed to be a celebration of the gaming industry, and even though things aren't looking so hot right now, I think we owe it to those developers and give them nothing but love and support for how much they've sacrificed over the years. And we're gonna see in December the 12th who wins. Again, I do not think Elden Ring DLC should be a game of the year. I don't think it should be on any of these categories besides best ongoing, and that's about it. I think it leaves a bad precedent if you let a game like Elden Ring win Game of the Year or be nominated for Game of the Year, and it shows that we as gamers don't want innovation, don't want continuations, don't want new IPs. If we have games like Elden Ring DLC coming back and getting nominated and possibly winning. But we will see. They didn't keep that same energy for Witcher 3, and I was very happy for that when Witcher 3 didn't win any DLC. So we'll see what happens December the 12th. But I will definitely say this has to be the weakest game nominees for this year. So, but we'll see who wins. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what is personally your pick for game of the year, or what is the games that you think should win some nominees. Comment below, let me know. And as always, stay tuned for more videos. They are coming. Be patient. We will be back after the Game Awards show to discuss the winners and trailers and reviews. So stay tuned. It's your boy, Mrs. Generate, signing out. Have a good one.